We are into the draft. We are on Sky Temple. Edmond Dante eSports versus the Pesky Appreciation Fan Club. What a mouthful.
What a mouthful.
Alright, first ban. So like I said, it does go to Edmond Dante eSports. They will always, well, the King team will always get the first ban, and they will always get the first pick. We've talked about it. We think that Zagara might be on the chopping board. I don't know. We'll just see. Falstad.
Oh, here we go.
And that's actually not a bad idea. So it's a bit of silly, right? We're talking about Zagara's on the chopping board. Edmond Dante eSports, they got the first pick. They don't want to ban out the strong hero. It's like telling the Pesky Appreciation Fan Club, look, we're going to ban Falstad, and you're either going to ban Zagara. We know you're going to ban Zagara. So you either ban her or we'll possibly select her. Exactly. Maybe. We could be completely wrong here.
Illidan. We didn't discuss Illidan at all. What are your thoughts on them banning Illidan?
This is first ban. We are into the stage of a new meta. We just had a patch released last week. Lots of heroes received minor changes, and so we are going to see. Hopefully, I'll get some draft selections right, some bans right. But we are seeing teams trying different strategies, different approaches. It is best of one. Talk about global presence. Illidan can sort of give a little bit of a false global presence with the hunt capability. So Definitely. Even if he does die, he can get back into fights quite fast. And he's also a strong assassin in his own right. Now, we see the first pick up there, Kerrigan. Kerrigan recently have been an amazing player in these sort of gank compositions, right? Her combo, her stun can just deal a massive amount of damage. Pesky Appreciation Club are locking in the ETC, are locking in the Li Ming. So
they're going, looks like a bit of Wombo in there. It's going to be interesting to see. So they want that lockdown for the objectives, and they want that consistent damage going on. But we've got Kerrigan as well on the other side. She's a tanky assassin. If she lays her claws into Li Ming, there's not going to be much that ETC can do there.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, those big mosh pits plays go. Oh, actually, here's one. ETC, are we going to see a mosh pit or are we going to see a stage dive?
You read my mind. So I'm thinking good old mosh, but yeah. I mean, stage dive isn't completely useless because it just gives him that added mobility. And if he can get behind in their back line, like, it could just be more worthwhile. We'll just have to see the rest of the team comp. But my feeling is mosh pit for this one. What do you think?
Well, traditionally, I'd definitely say we'll probably see ETC. If ETC was on the side of Edmond Dante eSports, I've seen Robodova take ETC and choose stage dive before, and I've seen him use it to detrimental effect. Stage dive effectively behind the enemy, power slide into him, and get a full range of stuns. Edmond Dante eSports locking in the Brightwing. Talk about going back to global presence. Brightwing is a great global presence hero. Also, when ETC does sort of power slide in to drop a mosh pit or something like that, the polymorph from Brightwing can be a great opportunity to really deny it. Also, any sort of dive assassins that the Appreciation Fan Club does pick up, again, polymorph. You know, anything that dives in, throw down a polymorph. Anyone tries to do a big heroic play, polymorph. And the big CC man, Anubrak himself.
It looks like they're going for a CC heavy lockdown team. So we've got the polymorph, we've got Kerrigan stun with Ravage as well to do the damage, and we've got Anubrak with the CC trains pulling in for Edmond Dante. It's interesting. I want to see what Pesky's going to pick in
they've got their
answer to that. Yeah.
So removing Kelthis. So that's a pretty good removal there. Banning out KT. So there's a lot of lockdown on Edmond Dante eSports. Could you imagine a big giant flame strike, couple of living bombs going up? It just wreck anything the Appreciation.
They don't want that. They don't want that at all. So they know his potential, especially with the Phoenix as well. They don't want them to get their hands on it. We're seeing Sylvanas as well.
Yeah, but you did talk about that. Sylvanas down in the bottom lane, if left by herself, can push the lane pretty heavily. Obviously locking down fortifications, keeps towers, all sorts of things with her own trait. So it's definitely a nice little pick up there.
And especially if they secure the boss, they can just smash through it because she just disables any sort of defense that they have. So she can be quite deadly. Yeah, and she's a strong pick, I think, for this map. She really does shine on Sky Temple especially, I find.
Yeah, just left down below. And we look at Edmonds, like they've only got the sort of Brightwing to really respond to a split lane push Sylvanas. They did ban out the Falstad. Oh, the Rayguard's being hovered over by the Appreciation Fan Club. still a very strong support. His ancestral healing just makes big saves in the game. They thought about locking in, but now they're thinking about Sonya. The sign that they do want to secure that sort of front line, grab the Sonya. So looking at the Sonya, who's currently inside Edmond Dante, there's no one that she really punishes as such. There's no sort of like squishy mage or anything like that. Jane is still a choice on the board, and with all the sort of lockdown or CC, I mean, I feel that Jaina could be a good choice, but that Sonya might deter the Jaina pick. However, the slows against Sonya are pretty powerful and effective if she can, if she can drop one and then sort of get away before Sonya can wreck her. But so it's a bit of a weird play there. I feel that Jaina and Sonya can sometimes be sort of like they're almost double counters towards each other. The Jaina's good against the Sonya because it's a slow down effect. But if the Sonya, obviously even Whirlwind, can do a lot of things to get closer to Jaina and really sort of negate the fact she is slowed. I really like that Sonya pick.
I think it's a strong one and a smart one as well. Oh, they're hovering over Zeratul now, so they want an assassin who can get in, maybe assassinate Li Ming Sylvanas, make Sylvanas look twice and look over her shoulder when she's out pushing. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's actually a fantastic pickup as well, because you're 100% right, Bandy. They're going to go for the Li Ming. That's 100% pressure on her. She's not going to be able to push out her damage. So they're looking for so much coming off Sonya, and they have to pick a support. Right? Well, I guess they don't have to pick a support, but well, normally, traditionally, they would pick up some sort of support.
It would be a very interesting game indeed if they didn't, but, there's a first for everything. Let's see what they go with.
So I feel the Rhaegar pick potentially does have a lot of room in this sort of lineup. But, the Rhaegar pick with the Lightning Shield. Yeah, I think they definitely had to go with the Rhaegar pick just then. All right, and here we are. We are on Sky Temple on the left-hand side of the map. We do have the blue team. It is Edmond Dante eSports. We do have a blue team as Jaina. We have Arcana and Brightwing. Robodoba playing as a Nubarak, Sashin on Zeratul, and KVA as Kerrigan. Over on the other side, it is the red team. If we could get a quick pause in the proceedings of the game today. Hang on. Alright, and it's the red team. It is the Pesky Appreciation Fan Club they're going in. They look like they're going to capture the vision right at the start of the map. They've really sort of pushed out the blue team, not really poised or in correct positioning to really follow up from there.
No, they just sort of let the observation point go. They know that they don't have to fight too hard for it. It's not essential until sort of the objective starts spawning. So, yeah, they're just happy to let it go. Even Anubrak's gone back to sneak it. Robodoba snuck back the observation point, and now they're going into their lanes.
Well, sort of here, look at this. We do see the Pesky Appreciation Fan Club roaming as a 4. So they've sort of looked at the situation. They're going, look, the enemy team has a lot of CC capability on their hands here, and they are going to be doing a lot of ganking. If we're by themselves, we're going to get caught out. So they decide, how about we just roam as 4, get the mid lane, bottom lane, and which do we find from here?
Yeah, so it looks like, as I was saying, they want to rely on Sylvanas, like the fact that she can sort of disable structures, get those lanes cleared, but they're sticking as a group and they're doing their rotations. And it looks like the blue team's sort of following up with the same. It looks like they also want to roam as 4, but now the objectives are spawning. So we're going to have to see whether they're still roaming as 4 or if they're going to try catch people out on the way to the temples.
Yeah, but we need to see how they're going to play this now. Both temples have spawned here. Still sticking at that sort of tight 4. Sonya's hovering around. So they do have 5% potentially near the mid lane or the mid temple. Sonya has rotated up. She's just going to be soaking. Now, that's what I really like about this play. Sonya really hasn't gone to try and deny the top temple. She can't. She's by herself. But what she's going to do here is, it looks like just soak for a little bit. She's going to grab the vision, put a little bit of pressure on the guys in top. Because now, if they do cap the temple or decide to split off, they will. But instead, they're just going to go for the sort of 3 lane soak. I actually really like this direction they're going here, the Pesky Appreciation Club, the fan club, purely because they're maximizing the experience they gain without putting themselves in a compromising position, right? They're not going to get caught out. They're not going to get killed. They're not going to get ganked. I really like the way they're playing this.
It's smart, and you can see already that they've already started to get a little bit of a level advantage. Like Brightwing's trying to stop. Oh, ETC's gone in, and they picked up the kill on Brightwing. Brightwing just overextended, and ETC just power slid in, laid the CC down, and they just easily picked up the kill with Jaina's burst. Poor Brightwing.
Removed from that bottom lane.
Removed, and they've also got both turrets as well. So Sylvanas is very deadly, especially with Jaina's damage. Sorry, not Jaina, Li Ming's damage. And yeah, they're just doing some serious work here. They're already taking out the siege camp as well on both sides. They want to get pressure on the lanes, whereas Sonya and Anub'arak, they're just doing their own thing up top. It's a battle of the titans up there.
Yeah, that's it. We're not going to really see probably too much in that lane. I mean, we could see Robodova play it pretty cleverly and actually manage to push that fortification. But really, if it's just Anub'arak and Sonya, probably not going to be that much of an exciting lane, really. However, with the presence of Sashin here on the Zeratul, this could be a different story. The stun comes in. Benjamin could be in a little bit of trouble. He goes back in, but he's got the safety of this fortification there. And that's it. No play. He's on low health. It's going to be a bit of a little tough position here for him.
It's a bit of a standoff, so they wanted to get the fort down before they tried anything funny, and they know that Sonya with a whirlwind can also buy herself, outed seconds. She's still quite tanky, even on low health, so they know that they shouldn't get baited in. They're just going for the safe plays. They just wanted to back off. So Benjamin, he also knows he doesn't want to get picked off as well. He's waiting for the turret to recharge bullets, so he can be protected by it, because at the moment he's protecting it.
I don't know, he's just got his health back up. Fine, can get back into any fight. And that's what I mean with that player. So each team here at the moment, they're picking up a mercenary camp either side of the map. Because the temple spawn in the bottom lane. Look at it, it's almost synchronized picking up those camps just now. This is just going to counter out each other and just big fight at the bottom. Brightwing versus ETC.
I know, who's gonna... It's a battle of titans in another way. But ETC, he's waiting on his team. Everyone else is down there. So Kerrigan taking a lot of damage. She gets out. And Anub'arak's just trying his bit. Robodova laying down the stun. And it looks like Red Team's pushing into the temple now.
Yeah, that was a sort of nice play there. I saw by Blue. They kind of delayed the Red Team following up, but then they didn't really capitalize until they trying to get an ETC kill. A combo goes on. It looks like they are trying to get Benjamin for them, but they are backing out because the rest of the Red Team is coming in and they're running. Look at KVA. He's on such low health. Taken out. Body blocked in there by ETC. Wasn't able to escape. Killed by the rest of the team, particularly Benjamin in mind. And look at this, Sonya getting caught. But it doesn't matter. With Kerrigan out in the mix, there isn't that huge CC impact that they have. It's just all gone until they sort of get to their level 10, depending on the heroics they take. However, they can't...
She just got so stuck down there as well. So we saw, even though they were focusing on her behind, so we just had Anub'arak just sort of sitting there and just blocking, just sort of blocking her as well from getting away. So it's just like, I want to help you, but I can't.
Yeah, no, it's just a really nice fight on the red side there. They just really pushed back the blue team. I just really liked it. Played very well. I thought we'd be seeing a lot more... well, it's funny to say that. The experience is still pretty on par. Level 10 being hit for both teams almost simultaneously. We see the Wailing Arrow coming up to Sylvanas. Mosh Pit for ETC. We see the Wrath of Berserker. We've talked about that. Sonya's picked up the Wrath of Berserker. Ancestral Heal for Rhaegar. And then Disintegration Ray coming out for Li Ming. On Edmond Dante eSports side, we do see Kerrigan taking the Maelstorm. We do take Locust Swarm for Anub'arak, Ring of Frost for Jaina, Blink Heal coming out of Brightwing, and Void Prison for Zeratul.
Yeah, so there's nothing too out of the standard, I guess, for ultimate sort of choices. Sonya picked Wrath and Li Ming ended up with Disintegrate, which I think makes a lot of sense for their team. They just really want that damage. They can count on Rhaegar to keep them topped up. Li Ming actually took Force Armor, which I find interesting. I don't see a lot of Li Mings take this talent, and basically it's when she uses her magic missiles, she gains a charge of spell block, and it helps make her more tanky, essentially. So she is worried about Zeratul, and she's trying to protect herself in a way. But otherwise, she's built pretty standard, taking Dominance and Calamity. But I just found that first sort of talent choice very interesting. Mostly Mings will just take the sort of mana regen as you can blast through it with Li Ming. But he wants to keep safe. He knows there's a Zeratul. Naomi knows there's a Zeratul out there. So he's doing his best to keep safe.
look at a little bit in action. Kerrigan's about to come in, engages on. The heal goes on Benjamin, keeping him alive. And now KVA's in the spot here. Big silence, but a big Void Prison comes out. Both teams playing that fantastically, losing no one. And they just sort of try to re-engage. Red wants to go in. They block up Rovdo. He can impact out, so he's fine. Gets away with the borrow. And Benjamin does chain in, but it's not enough. Spike, and the teams just almost go a different way. The Red want to follow up. They want to get a juicy kill on the blue team right now, but they just can't connect in. There's Void Prism from 0 to... I said it was going to be a big cancellation in any of these matches or any of these fights, and you just saw how it can be used perfectly just then.
He really saved and bailed sort of his team out of that one, because otherwise it would have been a totally different story. Kerrigan was grasping at straws there with minimal health. And she's still in a bit of trouble. Brightwing's been caught up, but he blinks away. So we know it's a Pesky Fan Club. They know that
no, Pen is in a lot of trouble. He's on very low health to follow up. The Ring of Frost goes down, locking them in place. We already see ETC fall now. They're all on low health. The rest of the red team, there he is. There goes Li Ming. Who's going to follow next? They do end up getting a kill. Again, another kill on Rhaegar. And it's Sylvanas and Sonya left to defend. And I don't think they're going to be able to do much now. They're just going to have to really stay in deep in their lanes here. And this is a double temple spawn, Vandy. That's a lot of experience and a lot of pressure that Edmond Dante are about to put up against the Pesky Appreciation Fan Club.
You could just see how much damage Jaina got done there. Her Ring of Frost was beautiful. It snagged the Li Ming, snagged the Rhaegar. There's nothing they could do. They just had to sit there and take the damage. So, deadly. This is what we expect of Jaina, and she landed it beautifully. And that's how they picked up the kill. Those kills, and they even got almost Sylvanas as well. So, I can see Pesky Fan Club might be a little bit shaken by that fight. They know now that, they have to be a bit more wary, and because there's a lot of area of effect wombo from Edmond Dante.
Yeah, that's it. That is what this composition is all about. It's about one big, massive stun fiesta, and everyone is getting taken care of. And, just Penta, I think he just really on the ETC, maybe got just blocked out of position, pushed out of position, and punished. And, nothing he could do about it. He couldn't even mosh pit because there was just so much CC keeping her at bay. So I looked at Sylvanas being in trouble in the bottom lane. Sashin's blinked in. She's definitely going to die. Rhaegar's too late to the fight to do anything about it. And that's a nice pickup again. Edmond Dante slowly just securing their lead. Benjamin got the chain out, but it didn't quite connect to Sashin. He's confident he can get the kill. Chop's coming in to support him, throws down the hill. And here's Naomi on Li Ming. This could be a big play here. Naomi backs out. Here's Penta back in the fight already. They've blocked in KBA. They know they can get the kill on, and they've done. They've turned this. They're following up on John, following up on Sashin. A new rat comes in, but he does manage to sort of disengage their approach, and the red team's backed out now.
So that was interesting. So we saw Benjamin going in. Poor Steve. Do you mind me saying? But he wasn't worried. He knew Rhaegar was there backing him up. He saw the positioning of the team. He knew a Nubrak wasn't around, and he went for it. And I guess it sort of baited, Edmond Dante into a false sense of security, because they were like, oh, it's just him. But no, more and more team members started showing up, and that's how they secured the kill on poor KVA. She just got left behind.
Yeah, that's it, just the turn. I mean, it was so nice. Like, Benjamin, no fear. He knew his team was coming, and that's just, that is great communication there. We've got Rhaegar to back him up. Knew Li Ming was coming, Penta was coming, Torby said, yeah, go for it, we're there, we're coming, we'll get you. Sashin could be in a lot of trouble here. He's being slowed by Chop on the Rhaegar. Anime's going in on the Sylvanas. We see a polymorph come out on Benjamin. He's sort of like just punishing Brightwing. And there, they get the kill on Sash, not being able to escape. The Mosh Pit comes out, securing the Nubrak kill as well. And we just see a 5-man wrecking crew going down here in the bottom lane, pushing into the fortifications. 2 members down for Edmond Dante eSports. What can they do here? What can they do about it? I don't know. There's 3 members alive for him, and the red team, Pesky Fan Club, Appreciation Fan Club, is just demolishing this bottom lane. They get another kill. Brightwing, just a little bit too much forward and just surrounded by the 5 big bodies coming out of the fan club. And there's a temple coming, and they don't care. They're going to get this bottom pick. They're going to make this bottom lane a pain for our Edmond Dante now.
That was a huge push by them, and it really just came into, Pesky Fan Club just knowing that they have the ETC. He's a massive bully, and he's got the crowd control to drop the mosh pit. He didn't care that it was just for one person. He knew securing the kill meant a lot to the team, and that they could then use that to bully further. It looks like we've got a boss fight coming out
Oh,
now.
look, the Edmond Dance really want this boss. Their bottom lane's open. A boss in the bottom lane is detrimental now. KVA is killed. We did see a kill also there on Sashin somewhere in the fight. I sort of missed that kill a little bit. And they just bully them out. It was a bit of unfortunate pressure there. Edmond Dance really needed to go in and they needed to prevent that boss pickup from this situation here. They have an open bottom lane. We're going to see the team now push up, the fan club really push up with the boss, with the Siege Giants, and this is just a bit of an unstoppable force at the moment.
They've got boss pushing down. Like, they could quite well push up to the core, but death spawn time, like respawn timers, they're not too long yet, so they could still have a chance of defending. But it looks like Pesky Fan Club, they want the win. They're putting all of their cards into just pushing the core.
It's a lovely play, that Void Prison, preventing damage on the core, buying a little bit more time in for Edmond Dante eSports. They're going on the Benjamin now, being taken out. The core's on such low health, it doesn't matter, they're trying to fight for the life, but they are knocked out. The GGs go out, and it is the Pesky Appreciation Fan Club knocking out Edmond Dante eSports. Already the crowd...